sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
It's not gonna happen, and Daniel Mcmillan,
Pennsylvania native, kept here winning here at Pocono.
Third win of the season, and win the championship.
Ryan Benjamin with the last lap pass.
And he is going to score the victory in the Minute Maid 300.
Salmon Oskin, third win of the season.
He's gonna get it and only leads 3 laps today.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 24 in season number 9 of the NOFSRL Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Boston International Speedway for the first time since season number 5, all the way back in 2016. It's been almost 4 years since the Cup cars have been here. But we're in store for a good one here. The New Balance 474 laps of action around this 1.09 mile speedway. And also for the first time ever, we got ourselves Ethan Lewis in the booth for a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. Great to have you alongside me. And with what we saw on Tuesday night, when Shane Lake edged out Trey Bartow coming to the line, we had that big wreck that occurred, and Nathan Baird was the leader coming to the line. He slowed down and all that stuff. It shaped up the whole points completely. Do you think we're going to see something as crazy as that here today at Boston, or do you think this race might be a little bit calmer than what we saw at Hillside on Tuesday night?
I think it's going to be crazy again, as there's only 7 races left in the chase. You got to go full or nothing.
We're going to have to see if these guys push it to the limit. They definitely will push it to the limit here at the Boston International Speedway. They roll up the racetrack just a little bit here sometimes, put in a little bit of speed heading into the corners, and sometimes they don't hit their marks and slide up the racetrack. We went caution-free yesterday in the Turkey Hill Series race. However, a big factor in that race was pit strategy. Dylan Young was one of the first guys to come down the pit lane, and he came off the pit lane with a near 3-second lead. Now, Zachary DeLillo almost caught up to him and got the race victory, but he had such an advantage on the time that he was able to defeat the rest of the field. Do you think pit strategy is going to come into play just as much as it did yesterday, or do you think this may be a race of attrition possibly and come down whoever has the fastest car?
I think it's just going to come down to the fastest car. You want to get out there quickly, out in a good gap, and a very fast car today, and hopefully take home the win.
Well, we're going to have to see who does so here at the Boston International Speedway. Last time we were here, Trey Bartow went to victory lane, and he almost won Tuesday night. We'll have to see if he can pull it off here today on this Saturday afternoon. This Saturday lineup in the championship standings: Nathan Baird, 2,108 points towards the championship for him. Hergel Arvin Alonso had a solid night at Hillside, all things considered, but he's 2 points behind. Salmon Oskin is 14 points behind. Alexander Rowe, 18 points behind. Silas Orta, 28 points behind. Ryan Durrani, 30 points behind. Mark Davidson, 32 points behind. Bradley Ream, Jesse Turner, both 34 points behind. Shane Lake, Fisher G, both 43 points behind. And then Reagan Whitlock, 92 points behind, matching his number. But he does start in the 3rd position here today, so we'll have to see if he can rebound in this one. Nathan Baird, our points leader, starts in the 5th position. Oskin, there you see him starting in 8th. Then you got Turner starting in 4th. Silas Orta starting in 2nd. But other than that, the rest of the chase drivers are outside the top 20, so going to be interesting to see what they can do in this one. And we're going to get these guys to roll off here from the Boston International Speedway. The number 39 of Wyatt Quayle will lead us to the green flag. Grab the pole position in yesterday's race. It's going to be alongside the number 3 of Silas Orta, like I mentioned. Reagan Whitlock, Jesse Turner, a couple of chase drivers there in row number 2. Nathan Baird and Uncharted driver Carter Friesen there in row 3. Zachary Fitzwater to the inside of Salmon Oskin, Bobo Jones, and Cody Sill round out the top 10. And we'll take a look. There's Sergio Arvin Alonso in the 28 machine. There is Alexander Rowe in the 25. There's Ryan Durrani in the 68. There's Shane Lake. There's Fisher G. There's Bradley Ream. And those are the other chase drivers in the field. Quickly, who do you think is going to go to victory lane here at Boston?
I think Silas Orta's on the high side is going to push it all and try and get a win in chase.
We're going to have to see if he can get his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series win here today. We are green flag racing either way in the New Balance 400 at the Boston International Speedway. Lap 1 will be led by Wyatt Quayle. Huge jump at the start for the driver of the number 39. But Silas Orta is hanging tough in that outside lane. We saw in yesterday's race that the outside lane was not necessarily the preferred line. That inside definitely has a lot more grip. And Reagan Whitlock last in the points as Silas Orta really pushes it in turn number 3. He's going to lose a lot of momentum, though, and Whitlock will go to second. But Wyatt Quayle pulls out to the race lead. Here comes Nathan Baird, our points leader, to the inside of Silas Orta for third. And he's got a great run going for him, looking to back up his strong run at Hillside.
Here comes Nathan Baird to the inside of Silas Orta into turn 3. Pushes him way up the track, almost into the wall the 3 machine is, but he keeps
on around! Cody Sill in the 37 hard into the wall, and Trey Bartow got plummeted, and Sill is flying through the air. John Art Iquan has him, and they stack up in the back of the field. Minor damage on Kukalon and Carter Friesen. John Art is destroyed in the 05. And then you see Fisher G with heavy front-end damage to his machine. That is really going to hurt Fisher G, who came in 11th in the standings. I don't know if he's going to be able to rebound from that. Jesse Turner got caught up in that one as well in the number 77. He was the first guy to go around, and he sent Cody Sill for a wild ride. My goodness. Tough break there for Armory Digital winner Cody Sill. His day will end early here at the Boston International Speedway. We got some pit strategy going on right here. Wyatt Quayle, Reagan Whitlock, Nathan Baird. It's about a 45-lap fuel run for these guys, so they will definitely have to come back down again. But good opportunity for these guys to come and take some fuel, maybe some fresh tires. Tire wear definitely came into effect yesterday, and that's such a tough break for Trey Bartow. Remember, like I mentioned, this was the last time we were here. He went to victory lane in that number 4 machine. Unfortunately, that will not be the case for him here today. I think it was Turner who was slipping up on the outside lane. I actually see a bit of damage on the 77. And he fell back tremendously after all of that ensued. And off the pit lane, the number 92 of Reagan Whitlock will win the race off. Definitely going to be interesting to see how it all plays out here at the Boston International Speedway. I believe these guys who are still out might have stayed out. Got a split strategy going on here at Boston. Zachary Fitzwater going to be your new race leader. So this is really going to get interesting now because we have a few guys who are on a different cycle of fuel compared to the other guys. I don't know if that's going to really help out Whitlock and Quayle because they didn't take tires. Tires definitely is where you get the advantage here at Boston. But they're going to be able to stretch the fuel just a little bit more. They didn't lose too many positions. They could easily play strategy and work their way back to the front. But it's now Zachary Fitzwater, your race leader here at the Boston International Speedway. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here in the New Balance 400. Now, this was coming off of turn number 4, coming to lap 4. Jesse Turner was all the way up the racetrack, and Samit Oskin, another chase driver, getting into him. And somehow, Turner escapes this one with minimal damage. It actually hit that outside wall pretty hard, but Trey Bartow, John Art, and the 37 of Cody Sill, all with heavy damage. Shane Lake, our last winner, got a piece of this one. Number 15 machine. And Cody Sill went flipping. I think all by himself. He just went upside down. That is unique. The tires gripped in the wrong place. Iquan has them in the John arm. Surprisingly, this wreck was not as big as it could have been. You see Tristan Allen with a bit of damage right there, along with LJ Semedo in the 66. And Fisher G jammed it up behind Thomas Troxel. And you got all these guys stacking it up, but minor damage on these guys. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue for them. But such a tough break there. I think Fisher G especially, really the only chase driver is going to get knocked out from this one, and that's going to fall him further in the points at the end of the day here at the Boston International Speedway.
Looks like Jesse Turner just smacks the wall, collects Cody Sill there, and hard into the outside wall, sends him flipping. And I just want to appreciate the 81 machine of Ace Garcia. That was an amazing job to avoid that wreck and not get any damage.
Yeah, he had a tough night at Hillside. Ended up falling out of the race halfway through. Did not want to fall out of the race this early on, and he did a good job of avoiding that one. for the most part, I think Cody Sill and maybe John Arndt and Trey Bartz are going to be the only 3 guys who are going to be knocked out. A little bit of damage there on Ryan Durrani. That's going to affect a lot of things. And Iquan Haslam, we saw him get rear-ended as well. But a lot of these guys were able to stay out there on the racetrack, so it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Race leader, number 9 of Zachary Fitzwater. He was not happy after Tuesday night with Velocitar Racing in particular. Not a lot of guys were happy with that team. He wants to beat him here today. We'll have to see if he does that here at the Boston International Speedway. New Balance 400 here on this Saturday in July. Let's get back to racing here in the 24th race of the season. We are back here at the Boston International Speedway on this Saturday afternoon. Interesting race so far. Quick yellow, but with this single file restart, we could see ourselves a longer green flag run here. Zachary Fitzwater, how about Silas Orta, your pick to win this race? He fell behind early on, but a huge opportunity for Orta coming in 28 points behind. Brad Stover's had a miserable season at 99. Carter Friesen and Nikolai Sykes, that's the top 5. Bradley Ream, Shane Lake, both chase drivers inside the top 10. Alexander Rowe near the top 10 as well. Ryan Durrani in the 68. Those guys stayed out, fuel only for Reagan Whitlock and everybody else, including our points leader, Nathan Baird. The way they are currently running, Nathan Baird would still remain the points leader. Here we go. Back to racing at Boston. The number 9 machine of Zachary Fitzwater holding on. But will the number 3 of Silas Orta get a run to the inside of him?
See down the backstretch here, Zachary Fitzwater with a good jump as Silas Orta's still there, about a car length behind. This little checked up, and now he's going to look to the inside of the 9 machine, side by side going down the front stretch.
And here comes Silas Orta for the race lead in the number 3 machine for Golden Motorsports. Fitzy way up the racetrack, and Silas Orta going for his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory, looking to pull it off here at Boston. It's going to be interesting to see if he can in fact get this race win. Number 21 machine, Carter Friesen right behind him. Here comes Fitzwater looking back on the inside of Brad Stover. And as far as I know, those guys who took fuel only did, in fact, take fuel only, did not take tires. And you see the number 92 there of Reagan Whitlock ahead of Wyatt Quayle and Nathan Baird. Looks like someone might have gotten around and into the wall. Mitchell Henderson in the 47 coming down the pit lane. And 3 chase drivers so far in this race not getting good runs. You see the 95 of Mark Davidson, the number 7 there of Fisher G, and the number 28 of Herjo Larvin Alonso all way off the pace. That is not what Alonso wanted to see. He had a terrible qualifying run in this one, and he's fallen off the pace a little bit here in the number 28 machine, all the way down in 35th. Tough break there for Henderson and those guys. Silas Orta continues to lead out of the race. It looks like Kukalon also got caught up in that one, along with Henderson, Trey Bartow, Cody Sill, John Arndt out from the accident. But here comes Carter Friesen, won the Turkey Hill Series here back in 2018 and had a good run in the Turkey Hill Series yesterday. He's got a strong run there on the inside, looking to get around Silas Orta for the race lead.
He took the Zachary Fitzwater in the 99, 3 wide for second. Now he's looking to pass Silas Orta for the lead. Charter car or non-charter car really looking to win this race.
We're gonna have to see if Carter Friesen can do it. An uncharted driver has not won a race since 2018, midway through that season in season number 7 when Matt Tuck went to victory lane for Beast Racing in their uncharted ride. Dale Lightning, great run out of Dale Lightning in this one. He's got a run to the inside of the 99 of Brad Stover. As Nathan Faden looks like he's going to get around the 21 of Carter Friesen here soon. That number 12 looking pretty fast. Obviously was a point of controversy at Hillside the other night. We're going to have to see if he can pull it off right now ahead of the 21, and I believe he's going to be able to do so here soon. Silas Orta, though, doing a great job holding on in the number 3 machine, and this would be massive for Silas Orta. Getting this win, only 28 points behind Nathan Baird. And heading into the Rocky Motor Speedway next week, that would bring a lot of momentum to this team.
And here comes Nathan Faden for second place, trying to pass Carter Friesen. He'll clear him. Now try to run down the 3 for the lead. But Carter Friesen's not going to give up without a fight. He's right on the back bumper of Nathan Faden.
So Silas Orta, Nathan Faden, Carter Friesen, Brad Stover, and Dale Lightning. A lot of faces we have not seen run up front, specifically from 2nd to 5th. Even Fitzwater. We really haven't even seen Fitzwater up front that much this season, but there he is. Then you got Keegan Thompson, number 30 of Patrick Smith. How about Alexander Rowe, the number 25, Nikolai Sykes, and Bradley Ream, all getting good runs. Shane Lake has a bit of damage. He's falling back just a little bit. Reagan Whitlock got surpassed there. And then you got Nathan Baird and Sam Manoskin, who are guys who started up front in this race. They're 17th and 18th right now, and they're trying to move their way through the field. Here's my concern with them. They came down. They took fuel only. They can actually stretch the pit stop coming up later in the... Oh, in the wall! Bobo Jones in the 08, and he's going to fall back. But as I was saying, I'm concerned about guys like Baird and Oskin. They're not going to be on a good cycle because if they stay out, they're going to be on worn tires longer than those who come down earlier, which means that these guys who stayed out played the perfect strategy if this race stays green. I think those guys who came down were banking on the race having another caution, and the way things are looking out there with Bobo Jones getting to the outside wall, that could easily happen. But definitely an interesting strategy. If these guys, they stay out, if they don't come down along with the rest of the guys who stayed out under the caution, then they're going to lose a ton of time to the race leaders. Nathan Faden now looking on the inside of Silas Orta. We're going to have to see if he gets the run right here. It's going to be interesting to see if he can pull it off in the number 12 machine. You'll see the number 21 here, Carter Friesen in 3rd, Brad Stover in 4th, and Keegan Thompson now rounding out the top 5. There goes Faden to the inside for the race lead.
Side by side on the front trip, Silas Orta had him at the line. Carter Friesen falling back, but here comes Nathan Faden trying to clear Silas Orta.
He's going to be able to do it. Great run out of Nathan Faden, looking for his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory. Velocity Racing up front here at Boston. They've gotten 5 wins on the season so far, and they're looking for their 6th here tonight. There goes Carter Friesen to the inside. Now, you've never raced in this series before, but with what you're seeing so far, and all these guys running here at Boston, how do you think it's managing the, or should I say, how do you think these guys are going to be managing the tire wear? Given these guys are barreling through these corners the way they are, tire wear is going to be so significant once we get that cycle of green flag pit stops. How do you think these guys are going to be able to manage it in these extremely powerful Cup cars?
I don't think they're going to manage it well. Like you said, I think the best strategy is to stay out, because you know, if you can't stretch it out just enough, then you still have the tire wear. You can't stretch out tire wear.
They definitely can here, and we saw that in the Turkey Hill Series the other night, and it didn't work out too well for a lot of those guys who came down a couple laps before the guys who eventually went on to win the race. Here comes Silas Orta, highest chaser ever in the field. Got to give a lot of credit to Alexander Rowe, and he's another guy. He's only 18 points behind Nathan Baird. And Alexander Rowe is coming to quite possibly his best racetrack on the circuit next week, the Rockingham Motor Speedway, where he's won twice and is the defending winner of that race. So watch out for him. He can have a good shot at that one. You got Nikolai Sykes here. Fitzwater continues to fall back in the 9 after he restarted in the 1st position. Patrick Smith, 04. Brett Sierra, number 24 of Andrew Miller, currently just outside the top 10. And we'll go through the field for the chase drivers. Sam Manoskin, Nathan Baird, they are moving their way through the field well here. Currently now in, I believe, the 13th and 14th position. So they're doing pretty good right now. Both of those guys up there in the points. Oskin 14 behind, and of course Nathan Baird, the points leader. Reagan Whitlock, Shane Lake midway through the field. Not a good run for Shane Lake. Bradley Ream as well midway through the field in the 40 machine. He's falling back. Same with Jesse Turner. Obviously had that damage from before. And this is probably the biggest one right here. Here's Larvin Alonso now. Alonso is starting to close back in. I think his car is fast enough. I think he got stuck behind slow cars on the restart, and that is what hurt him initially. But if he can play strategy, come down the pit lane early, get those fresh tires, we could see him up front at some point. Ryan Durrani, 30 points behind coming in. He is currently in the 31st position. And then Fisher G with his damage. Mark Davidson also with damage as well. Both deep in the field right now, 36th and 37th. Effectively, both of those guys might end their chances of a possible championship right here. But Faden continuing to lead. Brad Stover's had a tough season. That number 99 team They're looking for their first win in quite some time. Titan Fury Motorsports looking for their first win of the season here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series season number 9.
Absolutely, and the 21 has fallen back his way up there, getting passed for, I believe, that is 7th position, falling back to 8th now. And like you said, the 9 of Zachary Fitzwater fell back quite a bit after leading, and now Carter Friesen is as well.
And Fitzwater actually lost touch with the main draft. Here comes Samit Oskin, number 83, looking for his 4th win of the season. He's to the inside of Andrew Miller. I would expect Miller to do well here. He won at Rockingham, and this place is modeled similarly to Rockingham. I think it's a little bit faster pace, but still very similar to the Rockingham Speedway down in North Carolina. Not the Rockingham Motor Speedway, which we'll be going to next weekend for the International 401. He's going to fall back a little bit right there. I think obviously at this point, you know, given that Alonso's fallen back... Oh, caution back on the racetrack. Our second of the day, and Bradley Ream got spun around, and he's got a lot of damage. And that's going to throw all the strategies out the window, and Ace Garcia again with heavy front-end damage in that 81 machine. That's going to put everyone on the same cycle of tires, and that means... I still don't understand the strategy with Oskin and Bear, but that means they aren't going to lose any time to the guys ahead of them. And this should be the last time they have to come down. Now, we could end up with another caution. These guys might want to take tires again. But we are within the fuel window to make it to the end of the race here on lap 34.74. Nathan Faden going to lead them down for our second cycle of pit stops for some guys, and our first for others, like Nathan Faden. Let's see how it all goes down here. This is the money stop, most likely, for this race. Nathan Faden, Brad Stover, highest chase driver in the field, Silas Orta. And it will definitely be a 4-tire stop for all of these guys here at Boston, as tire wear is massively significant here at this racetrack. Going to follow up front here. Silas Orta has that second pit stall, so we're going to see who wins the race off the pit lane and who will lead us to the restart here in a moment. And it looks like... You see Wyatt Quayle and Reagan Whitlock, they came down under the caution, so they are a little ways back in the field. Silas Orta, number 3, a 4-tire stop. Here comes Faden off, Brad Stover, and then Silas Orta, Keegan Thompson, and Alexander Rowe. Watch out for Alexander Rowe here in this one. This could be his race to win. But Nathan Faden looking to get Velocitar Racing their 6th win of the season. He's the only guy on that team who has yet to win this season. We're going to have to see if he can do it. But first, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the day here in the New Balance 400 at Boston. Well, 3 wide again, a very similar situation to Jesse Turner, Cody Sill, and Sam and Oskin earlier. Dale Lightning a little too high on the racetrack, cuts down on Bradley Ream, and Ream was falling back. He was one of those guys who stayed out under the last caution, but he had been falling back a lot. Alonso avoids this one, and Alonso is rebounding fairly well so far in this one, so we're going to have to see how that affects him later on. Ace Garcia, though, could not avoid the spinning number 40. And this right here is most likely going to hurt Ream's chances at a championship. The way I'm looking at it right now, top 5 in points, because Baird, Oskin, Rowe, and Order are all having solid days, and Alonso's starting to move his way back through the field. Those top 5 right there, it could easily be one of those 5 winning this Chick-fil-A Cup Series championship.
But Dale Lightning just slid a boy up the track, and kind of looked like Bradley Ream almost hooked himself. And Ace Garcia just gets involved, gets the commentator curse, as I was acknowledged his wreck avoidance the first wreck. Obviously couldn't avoid this one.
Yeah, tough break there for Ace Garcia. It's been a tough couple of races for that 81 team. Tough season in general for Ace Garcia. They're 27th in points, though. I actually thought they were deeper than that in the point standings, but either way, they haven't been close to victory lane this season, and they only got 6 races left to go after this one to have a shot at another race victory. Race leader's Nathan Faden. And Faden's been up and down all year, or mostly down. I just realized 2 of the Velocitar cars are 39th and 40th in points. Nathan Faden, 39th, Troxel, 40th. And it's kind of hard to believe. Obviously, they got Shane Lake ripping the field this season. But it's hard to believe they have 5 wins, considering 2 of their guys are the last 2 guys in points. But Faden looking to change that. Get the 6th win of the season. Let's see what he does in the restart here in the New Balance 400. And we are back here at the Boston International Speedway. You see the guys knocked out right there. Fisher G is done. Tire out on the number 7. And Bradley Ream still in the race in the number 40 machine. We got Nathan Faden, Brad Stover, Silas Orta, Keegan Thompson, Alex in a row. Everybody now on the same cycle of pit stops. This is going to be an interesting race from here on out because they're not going to have to come back down again. So these guys you see up front, they're going to be the guys most likely battling for the race win.
Absolutely, halfway down, halfway to go. Nathan Faden with a good jump on Brad Stover there, but comes the 5. Looking to the inside of Silas Orta. Couldn't quite do anything there, but Carter Friesen, Alex in a row, almost a little contact. Coming out of 4, but here comes Brad Stover to the lead.
Brad Stover to the point here at Boston. We have not seen much of Stover at all this season. Obviously, a couple of years ago had a breakout rookie year and basically ran the season a lot like Ozkin was running the regular season this year. Not been the case at all for Stover this year. 36 in the points coming in. Fading back down to the inside of Silas Orta. And these guys know it's an all-out brawl now from here on out to the finish. Now, if a caution comes out, someone takes tires, that's a different story. Here's Alex in a row, falling back. Here comes Sam and Ozkin to the inside of him. Ozkin now inside the top 10 as Nathan Baird, our points leader, continues to fall back. He's stuck in that outside lane. Got Alonso back in here, currently in the 27th position. Now, Alonso, what he wants to do is not damage his points day too much. He's going to work his way up through this field, I believe, and with Nathan Baird falling back, his spotter telling him that right now, at this point, it's not going to be too bad for Alonso. Probably going to head into Rockingham Motor Speedway about 15, 16 points behind the way they're currently running. So it's going to be interesting to see if that's the case. But Alonso is starting to try to work his way through the field, but he got passed there by Bubba Jones. It's a bit of a scramble back there in the field, and Nathan Baird stuck right in the middle of all this in 13th right now. I don't know if he's going to really move his way through the field anytime soon. Top 3 is now Brad Stover, Nathan Faden, Carter Friesen, Nikolai Sykes, and Brett Sierra. So many guys up front who have not won a race yet this season. For Faden, Sierra, and Sykes, none of them have ever won a cup race before, and I don't think Carter Friesen has either. He was full-time in this series last year. He's now 3rd, trying to become the first Uncharted winner in quite some time.
Up and now to the inside is the 04 on Nikolai Sykes in the 6 machine. It's gonna try and clear him for 4th, not quite, but Nathan Faden now battling with Brad Stover for the lead. Carter Friesen right behind him, licking his lips, trying to capitalize on these two battling for the lead.
We'll have to see if Friesen can have a shot on Faden here. Carter Friesen really, really good at this racetrack. No doubt about it, and he's got to run to the inside of Nathan Faden. Faden's not going to be up front for too long. How about Brett Sierra? Alan A. Dale Racing has yet to win a race yet this season, and odds are this is going to be one of their last chances to do so. I don't think that team's going to be returning next year. So Brett Sierra, Tristan Allen only have a few more shots at race victory, and Sierra's got a good shot right here, I believe. We're closing in here on Ace Garcia. That is Carter Friesen's teammate at Hamill Racing Enterprises. This could get a little interesting right here. Sierra to the inside for 2nd on Faden. Faden's going to slip up. Stover's going to take 3rd back away. And Friesen's going to be able to surpass the 81, but so will Brett Sierra in the 04. Faden has nowhere to go. And I'm wondering if these guys are starting to play a little rough with Velocity Racing. They are not happy about what happened. Velocity Racing caused that yellow, and Shane Lake benefited from it. Faden will get back around to the inside. Zachary Fitzwater's here. And we're about to have a change for position in the highest chase driver, Alexander Rowe. Highest chase driver in the field. Great run for Rowe here at Boston. You got Miller, you got Silas Orta now. Reagan Whitlock, here comes Sam Adeo. They're all trying to get around the number 81 of Ace Garcia. But Garcia holding up his chase teammate, Sam and Ozkin. And Ozkin's going to lose a ton of ground here. Downey, Garlington looking to the inside of him. That's not going to help the regular season champion at all. He's going to fall back even more.
Yep, and like you said, the 25 Alexander Rowe in ninth position, only 18 points back from Nathan Baird. A really good run today can help him close in on the 16 machine.
We're going to have to see if he can capitalize on this good run. Silas Orta wants to capitalize on it as well. Either way, if both of these guys can finish ahead of Baird, it's going to be a win for him. Baird here currently running in 14th. Now, with the field spread out the way it is, I'm going to have to see if Baird can close his way through the field. Turner in 15th. Actually, I've yet to really talk about Turner too much in this race. He had that accident earlier on. Comes in 34 points behind. He'll be 35 points behind if Baird finishes one position ahead of him. So Turner is still effectively in range to possibly win this championship. It hasn't been a drastic day for him. Alexander Rowe way up the racetrack. Rowe continues to fall back in the 25. He gets stuck up there on that outside lane and you lose so much momentum. That's why you see so much single file here at Boston, because no one can run that outside lane and stay up there. Brad Stover to the inside of Brett Sear. That's for second.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, as Carter Friesen's going to benefit from the battle. He's going to continue to extend his gap, trying to get his first win.
We're going to have to see if he can pull it off here. Number 21, Carter Friesen, Uncharted driver for none other than the all-time winningest owner on Napa Fam, Derek Hamill. Looking for, I believe, win number 22, I think, as an owner on Napa Fam. Derek Hamill, the owner king here on Napa Fam when it comes to the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Turkey Hill Series, and Haas IndyCar Series. And even in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, he's gotten a win before. We'll have to see if he can do so here today. How about Daniel Mcmillan? Now, this is one guy. I think we got a lot of rookies up front. I mean, Brad Stover's not a rookie. Granted, he's a veteran too. But we got a lot of rookies up front. Brett Sear, Keegan Thompson, Nikolai Sykes, Nathan Faden. Then you got Mcmillan and Stover and Friesen. I mean, all of these guys, even Fitzwater, Silas Orta, the whole entire top 9, not the top 10, but the whole entire top 9 have yet to win a race this season. And they're all running up front here at Boston. We're looking to get a new winner here today, and it might just be Carter Friesen, who continues to pull away with 20 laps to go. Now, another big question is, what if we get another caution? Mcmillan's up to third. Oh boy, that was tight right there between Stover and Sykes.
Sykes might move Stover as he's on the high side holding everyone up. It looks like he's gonna fall all the way back to 8th position here, 7th, sorry, as Nikolai Sykes is gonna pass him for that position.
Yeah, Stover falling back. You know, Fitzwater within 2 seconds of the race leader. He could have a shot at his first win in almost 2 years in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And he's still, surprisingly, the all-time winningest driver in the series at 9 wins. But he's yet to get number 10. Silas Orta, highest chase driver in the field. A great day for Orta nonetheless here in the number 3, currently running in 9th. Reagan Whitlock, even though he was 92 points behind, a solid day regardless in 11th. Nathan Baird, our points leader, looking to hold on to the points lead here in the 13th position. Turner is 14th. Alexander Rowe has fallen to 17th. I'm wondering, that number 25 seems it's really tight right now. They do not have a good setup on that car at the moment. They continue to fall back, and that is not good for Alexander Rowe. Came in 18 points behind. Now, granted, he's not too many positions behind Nathan Baird and still going to be in this championship hunt. But look at where Alonso is now. He is 21st, and Alonso is going to minimize the damage that Nathan Baird's going to have on him. And Alonso, the way they're currently running, would still be within 10 points heading into the Rockingham Motor Speedway next weekend. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Alonso can surpass Alexander Rowe. Rowe continues to fall back. Shane Lake with a solid run. Doesn't look like it's going to be a race victory, but he's currently in the 20th, now 19th position. And Ozkim, who fell back earlier on, he's now working his way through the field. He just got around Alonso. Alonso had a run on Alexander Rowe, and they're now 3 wide down the backstretch. Matt Delia with a move to the inside of those guys. Now Alonso might fall back in the 28th. He's stuck on the outside lane. But he will clear Alexander Rowe. And looks like he will try to move his way back to the inside of Dalio and Oskin. But Oskin rebounding a little bit back in there. I don't think we're really going to see much of a drastic change. Baird will open up his points lead a little bit. But outside of that, I think we're generally going to have the same guys in contention for this championship heading into the International 401 next Saturday morning. Here we go. Daniel Mcmillan. That HERS scheme won once again in the Haas IndyCar Series yesterday. I don't know how Chase Harris does it, but Mcmillan wants the same success that his HERS friend at the Haas IndyCar Series has, and he's trying to catch up to Carter Friesen, but Friesen has been on rails since he's taken the race lead. 12 laps to go for the Uncharted driver.
Daniel Mcmillan trying his hardest to close that gap of 3/10. He did close it to 2/10, but lost quite a bit that last lap, but done better than Brad Stover, as Brad Stover couldn't reel him in, but Daniel Mcmillan is doing a great job catching the 21 machine.
Mcmillan has not won in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series in over 2 years, and his last win was ironically at the Rockingham Speedway, not the Rockingham Motor Speedway, the Rockingham Speedway in North Carolina, which, like I mentioned earlier on, is very similar to this racetrack. We're going to have to see if Thomas Troxel comes into effect. He's obviously slower than Friesen. The big question is, where will Friesen run into him? Of course, Troxel was a lap car at Hillside. He's in a lap car here. Got some damage from an accident. And Friesen may not necessarily run into him at a good time. He's going to try to move to the inside of him right here, but he cannot get the run, and that might bring in Mcmillan. The chase drivers have not fared too well today. Not running up front. A lot of guys who have yet to win a race running up front here at Boston. It is now 9 laps to go in the New Balance 400. There goes Friesen to the inside. Here comes Mcmillan, though. He wants to keep that streak of charter drivers winning in this series. Oh, he almost had a shot on Troxel to get to the inside. They couldn't quite get it there. He will get him off of turn number 4, though, and he will not lose too much time on Carter Friesen. But that's going to bring in Brett Sierra. 04 is going to be here as well. Here comes Mcmillan. He's shooting Troxel up the racetrack. He's not going to be able to arc off the corner as well as Friesen will, and Friesen will pull away a little bit more.
And Brett Sierra is coming too.
Oh, in the wall! Troxel, 35, and he's in the wall significantly hard. Thankfully, nobody was coming that he could get into, but he's going to lose a lot of momentum right there.
35 with quite a bit of damage. Now it's going to hold up the drivers even more, as Daniel Mcmillan lost a lot of time to Thomas Troxel. We'll see if he can run him down, as we only have 7 laps to go.
It's going to be 6 to go this time by here in the New Balance 400. We're coming close to the point of no return here at Boston. Caution would have to come out this lap in order for us to get a restart. That's not what Carter Friesen wants to see. However, Mcmillan with a great run there through turn number 2. Will he close back in on Friesen and have a shot at this race victory? With the tire wear the way it is right now, it is hard to get a run on the guy ahead of you, and Friesen has put on a clinic since the restart. That number 21 looking really strong. This is the teammate to Sam at Oskin. And that number 83 hasn't had the best of days, currently running in the 24th position. Alonso currently 21st. Nathan Baird is 12th. That means that Alonso would be 11 points behind heading into the Rockingham Motor Speedway. Alexander Rowe, number 25. He has fallen all the way back to 30th. They definitely missed the setup on that machine. And Alexander Rowe definitely going to fall in the points after this one. But a great run, though, for Silas Orta. I'm looking at him possibly being about 22 points behind heading in the next week's race. Carter Friesen, 3 laps to go, and he's pulling away from the rest of the field. Will they catch up to Bradley Riemann, Iquan Haslam? That is the question. They're entering turn 3. Friesen is coming off of turn number 2. And it's going to be 2 laps to go for the Uncharted driver next time by here at Boston.
I think Daniel Mcmillan's tires have hit a cliff as he's... Oh, Brett Sierra in the
It
wall.
stops! They're running out of fuel! McMillan's down! And same with Keegan Thompson. Turner's down! And we got a spin! It's on the apron. Diego Yepez in the 88's going to bring out the caution. Oh, brother. Carter Friesen, number 21, will pull out and will win the race back to the line. That's going to move up Silas Orta and Brett Sierra a position. The Nikolai Sykes, Brad Stover as well. Gotta see who else might have come down the pit lane. Alonso did not come down. I believe the only chase driver who hit the pit lane... Oh, I don't know. It's a mess right now. 79 machine Mcmillan ran out of gas. So did Jesse Turner in the 77. Those are teammates at Otter Island Motorsports. Oh, Sierra couldn't make it. I don't know, man. That was ridiculous. Carter Friesen crosses the line first. Then it's Silas Orta, Nikolai Sykes, Brad Stover, and Thomas Troxel, the top 5, or should I say Nathan Faden, because Troxel was a lap down.
Silas Orta benefited greatly there. He was 6 coming to go as he finishes second as all those drivers came down pit road and ran out of gas.
What a wild turn of events right there. I was not expecting that, and unfortunately it's going to hurt a few guys. I think Nathan Baird, nah, he didn't. Baird still managed to make it in the number 16 machine. Like I said, I think the only chase driver who did not make it was Jesse Turner, and he was about midway through the field. That's a tough break for the 77. We're going to see where he did officially finish. It looks like it is 33rd. Yikes. Mcmillan lost a lot of ground there as well. Carter Friesen is going to make history. First Uncharted driver to win him the Chick-fil-A Cup Series in over 2 years. Silas Orta is going to gain on Nathan Baird in the points. Baird had a good run. I think with all that went on, Alonso gained a couple of positions and finished 19th, so he's not going to lose too much from Nathan Baird. I think Alonso's going to be 10 points behind heading into Rockingham. But Carter Friesen, 4th win of the year on Napafan. It comes in a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. And he is the first Uncharted driver to win since Matt Tuck, Pocono Season 7. Well, just like Hillside, it was a wild race. Carter Friesen gets the race victory under the yellow flag. What do you make of all that went on here today at Boston?
It was a crazy finish indeed, and I picked Silas Orta to win, but he was one spot short, as you see, and quite a few cautions and a crazy finish there as people were running out, and there was a spin off of turn 4 there. But a great win for Carter Friesen.
And he earned that win as well. Drove up there and held on to the race lead. It's a really, really tough break for Daniel Mcmillan especially. Had a great one going for him. And Keegan Thompson also had to come down. Tristan Allen, Jesse Turner, Thomas Troxel was already involved in the accident. And we had Patrick Smith have an issue too. I don't remember him getting involved in anything, but he also had a poor day there. Boy, I mean, I thought Hillside was crazy. This one, I mean, I had some technical issues with this race, with the ticker. You might have noticed the scrolling ticker went away there for a second. It was actually jumped ahead a couple of laps because I did not properly pause the simulation in time, and by the time I came back, they were already racing again. But either way, you know, first race with the ticker that we had a caution in it, so that messed things up just a little bit. Either way, hope you folks enjoyed the race. Maybe not the best race I've ever done, but Carter Friesen definitely deserved this race victory, and he gets it. The only chase driver with an issue that had an issue with fuel at the end there was Jesse Turner. He's had his fair share of those before. That's going to hurt Turner, and that might effectively take him out of championship contention. Fisher G as well, the other chase driver deep in the field. But all the other chase drivers finished on the lead lap in this race, including Bradley Ream, who had his accident earlier on. Still 29th, not the best of runs, but we're going to have to see how it all goes down. Allison Russell going to have a shot at this championship. Even though he finished 25th, he was only 18 points behind coming in. So we'll have to see if that affects him tremendously. But we do know Nathan Baird will be your points leader heading into the International 401 next weekend at the Rockingham Motor Speedway. That's a good track for Alexander O. He won there last year, won there in Season 6. We'll have to see if he wins there for a 3rd time and probably the last time. I know we said that last year, but I think it's going to be the last time we head to the Rockingham Motor Speedway, as we're looking to move the International 401 to a new international racetrack, and more on that will come later on in the year. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Carter Friesen, Uncharted driver, winning here at Boston. And on behalf of Ethan Lewis, thank you so much for joining me, and great to have you for a Chick-fil-A Cup Series broadcast, even though this one was a little wacky. Still a good race overall here at Boston with Carter Friesen at victory lane. Thank you guys so much for watching, and here are the points for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series after 4 chase races. Barrett's still going to be the points leader, but Silas Orta's coming up there, and also got Alexander Rowe and those guys looking to strike for this championship. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week at the Rockingham Motor Speedway, and I will see you guys later.